Welcome to this simple React project, totally meant for beginners. So if you're just starting out with React, I'd highly encourage you to try this out. So yeah, it's just a simple random code generator API. It uses an API, to display random codes. So yeah, as you can see, it's built with React. So let me show you how it works. You just press a random code, wait for it to fetch the data. Since this is an asynchronous task. So yeah. You're the only person who thinks in your mind. You're the power and authority in your world. Author Louise L. Hay. Yeah, simple as that, guys. This is how it works. Just press there. It generates for you another code. Yeah, you can just keep on doing this, until you just feel like, you feel like you're tired. But yeah, so this is the simple project that we shall be building, guys. I am so excited to be the one taking you, and I hope to see you in the next part of this video. Hi guys, welcome back. So as you can see, guys, I have created a project using Create React App, and I have cleaned it up, and this is my end product. This is what I'm remaining with inside my app.js. I have just built this. And in case you don't know how to do it, guys, how to create this, you can just come, official React documentation. But I believe if you start doing projects, then you know about Create React App. So you can just come read a bit about this, then it will show you what it's supposed to do and how it's supposed to go about it. And this is what we get. This is what we build. This is what we get. Let's build a random code generator app. As simple as that. So yeah, let's get started working. So the thing that I like to do is, by the way, before we've been actually going further, as you can see, guys, I already have my background color. This thing's already centered. So you can just go ahead and with the CSS, where is it? Just forgive me with this one. What I intend to do is the app.css. So as you can see, inside my app, I've given it a class name. I've given my div a class name of app header. So you can just come here and just copy out. This is actually a small thing. You can actually forget this if you want, but yeah, just copy out these guys. It's really simple things, and just paste it inside your app.css and you get going. Yeah, as simple as that. So but what I like to do, guys, is I like to come in my source and create a new folder, and let's just call this folder random code G meaning generator. So inside here I like to create a new file, and let's just call this random.jsx. so inside here, guys, we can use the ES6 snippet known as RA. It's gonna auto suggest for me RF. Why is it embarrassing me like this? This is what I'm looking for, this thing right there. Import React from React, and let's just say a random code API. Let's save this. We hit save. Yeah, it's already saved. So what we can do is come inside our app and get rid of this, then just render out random. Is it gonna bring auto suggestion? I don't know why it's taking long to bring the auto suggestion thingy, like automatically import it for you. It does it at times, it doesn't at times. It does at times. So like this is what I'm looking for. Yeah, as you can see, it has automatically imported it for me. And yeah, just close it out, save this thing, compiled successfully. Let's wait for it to load, or should we refresh it? Let's try and refresh it to see. A random code API. Yeah, so it is working, guys. It is working. So we can actually go in here, so yeah, let's get started, guys. So the first thing to do would be to, let's import use state, because we shall be using use state from React. We can import use state, then inside, sorry, it's actually supposed to be a comma here. No wonder we get that silly error. no wonder I'm getting that silly error. So from here guys, let me just show you the API that we shall be using. So I'm at this website known as rapidapi.com. Once you're at the home page, you can just come for it says search for APIs and just search for this API known as Coat, which is this API right here on top, which is this same API where I am currently at. So yeah, you can, so why it's written test endpoint, it won't show this at first to show you and to tell you to subscribe to the API, for which you shall do that in order for you to use the API, which is totally free. You don't have to pay anything. So this is for Node.js. Let's just switch this to JavaScript. We'll be using the fetch API. So let's test an endpoint guys and see what we get. Just give it a second. So yeah, as you can see, we get an object with a lot of properties, so yeah, we get content URL, originator, Angelina Jolie, yeah, tags. If you want, you can always include this when rendering it out, but we won't. So so you can always copy this to your clipboard. Where is that? Just go, it says code snippets, then copy this to your clipboard. Yep. And we can pretty much go back to, so let's create a state. React is all about state. Let's create a state, and let's say data comma set data, and it's equals to use state initialize to now, initialized to that. So we can create a function. We won't use the use effect. You can always use the it's actually, since we're just starting out, I assume most of you watching this are beginners, you can always use the use effect hook, but we won't do that. We'll just create we shall use a function to fetch our data. So what I mean is, you can just let's create a button here guys, which says, let's just create a button which says get random code, then we can say on click. We can use a regular function just on click get code. We just want to call this function get code. So here on top we can come and describe a function known as get code, and you can just paste in what we got. So guys, it's very important for the for the API key, you should always hide this. So once I am done with this video, I shall go back to Rapid API and change my key, just for privacy and that kind of thing. So it's actually recommended, if not being recommended, every time you're uploading such a project which exposes an API key, you're always supposed to hide your API key and that kind of sort. But since this is just a simple project that I'm creating, so I'm going to expose my API key for a while, then hide it after that. So yeah, since this is a promise, we can just come here and say response is equals to return. Oh, since this is an arrow function, we don't have explicitly write return, so response dot JSON. So we have access to the response here, but we can do just console.log the response. So if we save this, and head back to our browser, we can just open up your DevTools, Control Shift and C on Windows. I don't know how you do it on Mac, but yeah, I bet you know how to do it by now. So let me just do this. Go to my console tab, close out that. So what happens if I press get random code? See, we get a code guys, ID diamonds girl's best friend. So if I press here, we'll get another we were getting what we want, guys. We are fetching data from that API that we are using, so it seems to be working so far. So what we can do right now is, we can just say we can just call set data and give it a value of whatever is returned from the response or in the response. So it's set data is equals to that. Yeah, and just show you that it's working, you can always console.log the data here. Save, compiling, compiled successfully, random code. The data is currently now. Then if you fetch it for the second time, there you go, guys. There you go. Seems to be working fine. So everything seems to be working fine so far from what we have done, guys, from what we have done. So the next thing would be to show this thing, like onto our web page. Show this thing right here, whatever we're getting. So as you can see, guys, we're getting an object. This object has a content, it has an ID, URL. So you can just follow this and just see where it takes you. Have I followed it right? Yeah, but you get the thing, guys. You can just follow it, content and whatever. So what we're only interested in is the content and this thing right here, this other property known as originator, which has an ID and the name of the author and that kind of thing. So if you want to add a picture of the author, you can actually just follow this. Let me copy this into paste. What do we get? If you want to read more about the author and that kind of thing, guys, you can simply do that. But we won't do that, guys. We're only interested in the name and the content. So what we can do is that, let me just close this. So here, while we're actually returning, this thing isn't closing out properly. Why isn't it? Function, let me just tab this and something like that. Yeah, so like while we're actually coming here, while we're like doing this kind of thing, what we can do is return. Here we can just say, what we can just say, we can what was here first of all? The random code API generator. Okay, let's just write h2 and just say return data dot content. So we're going to get an error, guys. So I just want to show you that error, what that error is all about, and we can actually h3 and just return data dot originator how was it? Sorry for that. What was it? Originator. I want to see the spelling for originator. I don't know why I've forgotten. Here it is. You can just copy this, then go back here. Here's originator dot, remember that the property of name. So as you can see, guys, right now we might get an error. We might, but certainly we're going to get an error. We haven't got an error, but wait, let me show you why we're going to get an error. Let me refresh this thing right here, undefined, to bring something like cannot read properties of now, reading content. Yeah, so what let me simply explain this to you. You shall get, if this is the first time you're dealing with React, guys, trust me, you shall be getting these errors very often to get comfortable, like working with data or fetching data with React, and that kind of thing. So the whole reason this is that the whole reason that is so is because when we first render this component, this random component, guys, data is currently, remember, data is currently now. We haven't fetched this data yet right here. I mean, where's the data? This data, we don't have access to this data yet. So the data is currently now. So you can't data.content, we don't have access to this thing is currently undefined, because remember, data is now at this point. The time we're trying to render out this thing, data is, let me just something like data is equals to now. So the thing you can do, guys, like to avoid this kind of thing, what you can do is just write, it's actually a simple thing. What you can just do is just write an if statement. If data is equals to now, or data is equals to undefined. Undefined, is that how you spell undefined? Yeah, that's how you spell it. Retain, what do you want to retain? Okay, let me just copy this and then work on it. Then if data is currently now, we don't want to show this, but what we want to show is let's just write an h2 which says press to get a code. We just simply want to do that, guys. So why heading must have content, but the content is that just transparently slow. So if data is equals to now, guys, want to retain that. So what does the else then say? Else, if our data isn't now, if our data, like if we have something in our data, we just want to retain this. Hit save. I don't know why this thing is becoming slow. Maybe my PC needs to be refreshed and that kind of a thing. Compile successfully. I'm trying to see like why does it, but this thing has a content. Heading must have content, and the content must be accessible by a screen reader. I don't know why it's doing that. Let's try it. Press to get a random code. So as you can see, guys, that error has gone. Or what you can simply do is do something like where does it end? Here you can just like console.log the data so that you can see what you have, so that you can see what you currently have. Let me get rid of this, hit save, wait for it to compile. Hasn't yet been saved. As you can see, that round thing simply means it hasn't yet been saved. If that round thing is gone, that means it's finally saved. So yeah, we can go back and refresh it. Let me show you the value for data. As you can see, guys, that our console login, the data is currently now inside our component. But if we press something like get a random code, let's see what we get. Stop hoping, start believing, Nick Jonas. Oh well, seems like everything is working fine. Yeah, as you can see, guys, yeah, and I think that's pretty much it. I don't know what else is remaining. Let me just see what else is remaining. Just give me a second. Alright, guys, so the only thing remaining is let's just change this to an h3, just maintain some order. Then let's create an h2 which says what do we want it to say? Code. Just gonna say code, h3. Then we're going to create another h2 down here. It says author. Then there should be an h4, just for like, I don't know, maintain some order, that kind of thing. Yeah, as simple as that, guys. Then let's just give this h2 and h4 a class name of, I don't know, you can call it what you want, but I shall just call it author, so for simplicity's sake. Then I can just paste that here again. Yeah, everything looks well so far. Everything looks well. Let's save this and see what we get. Let's see what we are getting. Code Stop Hopkins, author Nick Jonas. So one thing, this thing has to be on top. I don't know, if you want you can actually leave the button at the bottom if you want to like get, you know, that kind of thing. But what I'm going to do is go back, get a random code. So I'm just going to come here and create a div. Why is it taking slow? Just create a div, then inside this div I'm going to move all this stuff inside that div. Then I'm going to, you know, cut this and just put it there. Save this. I thought it was going to like Peter was going to come to work, but it doesn't work. Yeah, this is way better for me, guys. I prefer to have it like that. And once we are done with that, guys, that means we're pretty much done with our React. And the only thing would be to like, I don't know, style this thing, and then would be good to go, guys. Then we would be good to go. Yeah, so far so good. So what I would like us to do is come inside this folder that we created and create another file known as index.css. Hit save, and let's just link it up. We can come here, we can actually come in and just say import from the current directory index.css. So inside our CSS we can actually get working. So inside our index.css, guys, we can just target the body and give it the following properties: background color of, I don't know, what's this, RGB 78. Then here where it says green, you can just put 5627. Yeah, something like that. Text align, you can just put center. Let's give it a width of 80%, the width of 80%, then margin 0 and auto. So let's save this. Actually it won't actually show anything because we haven't yet saved this, you know. So once that is saved, we can go back, and yeah, so this is what we currently get, guys. This is what we currently get. I know, not that pretty, it's not that pretty, you know, good looking and that kind of thing, but yeah, let's just try and do some more. So you can actually target the button. You can just come here and say button, give it a background color. I just prefer to give it a background color of transparent, a border of 2 pixel, solid, and RGB 103. Then where it says green, you can just put 103 again. Then when it says blue, you can just put 219. What do we currently get for a button? Yeah, something like that. So let's just give it border radius border radius of 20 pixel. Once we have done that, we can actually give it a font just to increase the font size a bit. You can give it a font size of what, 20 pixel, and a padding of 5 pixel. You can increase, you can like customize it the way you want, guys. This was just my preference. Since this was just a simple app, and that's what we currently get. Then the next thing would be to target the H2. you know, and just since we have two H2s, remember that we have two H2s. Where are they? These ones right here, these ones, and we actually have three. But yeah, simple thing, just give it a color of whatever that word is. I bet you can pronounce it. I don't want to pronounce it all wrong. And yeah, I hope the color is visible, but yeah, it is slightly. Then the last thing I would like us is to, you know, select the class name we gave it. We gave those two things: text align start, padding left. Let's give it 15 pixel. You can customize this to your needs, guys. Pretty simple. And let's just give it a color of dark gray. And this is what we currently get, guys. So yeah, this has been this simple project, guys, and thank you for being with me. This is how it's simply working: a random quote API. Quote: books are my friends, my companions, they make me laugh, cry, and find meaning in life. Author Cristoforo Paolini, something like that. It should be Italian. Get random code. Trust is too profound. Commitment. If you want, guys, if you feel like exploring more, you can come here, you know, like add the tags if you want, you know, that kind of thing. But I don't think it's really. But yeah, this was the simple app, guys. Thank you for joining me, thank you for being with me, and I hope to see you in the next project. I don't know what project, but yeah, remember to subscribe to a Code World so that we can be enjoying a lot of random codes. I have a lot of data or projects and courses coming up for you here at Code World, guys. The way I plan on doing it is I want to be making full, instead of like the way people make Udemy courses and like make you pay for a certain amount, but I plan on doing that for free, like complete full courses, guys. So you better subscribe, you know, like to be Tupac Shakur. You know, yeah, so you should subscribe in order to like to have access, you know, to get notified whenever I start releasing those full courses, guys. But they should be coming to you anytime soon from now, because I've already started with some. Thank you and happy coding.